sometimes when we're in situations, what happens is it's almost like we're being given situations where we're being given an opportunity to really get very certain about what we know, like we know, like we know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like we're being asked to, so if we were wavering or questioning ourselves or doubting ourselves, it's almost like we're being given situations where you just can't do that anymore. You're sort of being, I don't want to use the word forced, but you're sort of being shown a way to get very congruent with yourself very quickly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But you see,
now, is that,
you're being steered through it, you're being guided through it, you're walking through it,
sure,
and you're fully integrating yourself right through it. Now, of course, this is happening, bam, bang on, hyperdrive. Especially, that's why when I say I love doubt, because I do. The more you doubt, the clearer you become. The more you question, the more is going to, bam, unfold right in front of you to answer that question. But see, we don't want to be preoccupied by it. Many forget to ask, and they become, let's just call it, perceptually sideswiped.
Yeah.
And they let themselves be overtaken. So rather than being sideswiped, let's be direct. Show me. Even, I want to know what I want to know. Many are not going to have a question. Great. I want to know what I want to know.
What is it that you would say to us that would assist us to have everything come to us? You know, it's like I've done this whole year's plan. It's like, is that really going to happen in total fluidity and abundance? Holy crap. Like, that's where the little mind goes, right?
Well, but right now, let's question little mind. We can all take our little minds and look at all of our schedules. We can book it up every day, all night if we want, pragmatically speaking. Now, as we go there, with the little mind, pragmatically speaking, the mind is going to say, good heavens, that is oh my gosh, impossible. It's overwhelming, pragmatically speaking. But you know, universally, literally speaking, we have to take something else into context with the little mind. If you weren't ready, it wouldn't be happening. I could look at my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't ready, it wouldn't be happening. Now, I want you to take me word for word here, pragmatically.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If you weren't ready, it would not be happening. Let's skip the whole universe giving, never give more than you can handle, and you're prepping yourself to climb mountains.
Yep.
If you weren't ready, it wouldn't be happening. The universe isn't going to overwhelm you. The head will. But the reality, the truth, is if you weren't ready, it wouldn't be unfolding. Now, with the little mind right now, how much can the mind handle?
Not as much as the universe.
With the mind right now, what sort of pace can the mind go at?
It doesn't go at the pace of life.
Of course not. It wants, go to a couple rest stops, go to the restroom, whatever. Mm-hmm. But you're saying, hey, man, I am on the Autobahn here. So let's put the mind over in the rest stop for a minute. And let's really make it clear. I am ready for so much more. For those that are wondering what the year is going to look like, let's take a breath. I'm ready for so much more, family. Bring it on.
Where the mind, I can feel many minds saying, "Oh my God, bring on more." I can barely handle what's coming my way now.
Absolutely.
How do I dance that directly with what's coming my way. And I heard a little gem in what you said. It just reminds me, it's like you're in a dance and it's all coming to you. So what is the I'm going to use the word trick, but what truly, a lot of people don't have the confidence at this point in their relationship with consciousness to know that they are in a dance, or the skills to, the skills to, some people would say faith. I don't particularly like the word faith, but what would you say in this radio show to those that it's like, bring it on, holy crap, I'm like barely keeping above water now. What is it that they need to do to switch into a different gear?
Quit swimming and start floating. You're not going to be able to keep up, I promise you. Take a breath. And honestly, literally, if you couldn't handle it, not control it, handle it, address it, show up to it, it would not be happening.
But what if it doesn't look pretty? I'm saying the egoic question, but what if it doesn't look pretty when we're floating? What if it's kind of messy and my bill gets paid late and my all that?
Who's in charge of it?
Paying bills?
Because we can either be in control or out of control. Who's in charge of the bills?
Well, I have to put them in my Well, I'm hearing people say I put them in my calendar and then I pay them, right?
Well, I'm going to pay them too. But at the same time, who's in charge of, when I say the bills, I'm talking about the income flow. If my only part is to show up and do the to-dos to the best of my ability, who's in charge of the cash flow?
So simple. The cash flow is up to,
but very pragmatic, right?
So I agree, yeah.
Now,
and
it took me out of the current.
Yeah.
It let me float through rather than fight the current. It lets my big guns start to take care of the bills, and more for that matter, because I quit fighting the current. You're taught to make things so complicated, so worrisome, so overwhelming. But it only becomes overwhelming when you let the exponential control you. Okay.
And what I hear you sharing, Will, what I hear and what I feel so deeply, so deeply when I am in the flow, is that it literally is a flow. And so many of us are used to being so incredibly independent that we're so used to managing, we think we're in control of the whole show. But the joy and the expansiveness comes. And I'll tell you, Will, for those that are playing, leaning in, it's like being willing to, you think you know what's going to happen if you're in control. You think you've got predictable outcomes, but the outcomes become so much more incredible when we're not managing it anymore. We're just literally showing up for what life is presenting us.
Can I add something to that, though?
Always.
I'm going to take out the word predictable. And I really want to be clear with this. It's not so much predictable as it is safe outcomes. So do we want to live in safety, or do we want to live in fruition that goes well beyond safety? Because, of course, the bills can be paid. Of course, you're going to have holiday money. Of course, you're going to have the ability to take vacations. Of course, you're opening up to literally not just a faucet, a beautiful fountain streaming. You're getting rid of the small pool of water. You're opening up to the oceanic realms, quite literally, and so much more. when we step out of the small trickles of safety, we open up to everything. The income, it takes care of itself. It has a life of its own. For
Beautiful.
me, it's how best can I give the best to you.
Yes. Well, there are people, when you said, do you want to live in safety or do you want to live in fruition? And there's quite a few people that said safety.
Well, no, and that's fine. But I promise you, you're going to find that's only temporary. Because now that we opened up that door, you're going to go through all kinds of fun streams of sequences of events, and no pressure, not bad, not good, whatever. You're just going to start questioning that. And you're going to see that safety, starts to feel and starts to become somewhat confining for you. Because you're also going to find, wow, I can feel so much more accessible. Remember, there's no pass or fail here. It's just a matter of, wow, I feel so much more. Show me. And it'll be a step-by-step run-through. Yep. Not necessarily uncomfortable, but very vibrant. Because we got to remember, you want to give yourself everything, right?
I love how you say, you're so funny. It's not necessarily comfortable, but it's very vibrant. That's very political, Will. So funny.
No one's going to punish you or anything. It's a dance that's unfolding and opening up all around you. All right, gorgeous.
Totally.